They always want you to, you know what these rappers, all these singers, all these big rappers y'all look up to? They always tell you what the good part about, but they never tell you what the bad part.
One teary confession just cracked the surface of a music industry secret that's been buried for years. YK Osiris says he finally has to speak, and the reason? Something Diddy did in Jamaica. From an emotional meltdown to shocking accusations, this isn't just about one artist's pain. It could unravel a decades-long web of manipulation, power, and control in the entertainment elite. If your favorite artist was exposed as abusive, would you stop listening or separate the art from the artist? Let us know. Your answer might not be as easy as you think. When YK Osiris went live, tears streaming, he wasn't acting. That moment became a digital wildfire, clipped, reposted, and mocked. But it wasn't entertainment, it was a cry for help. That live exposed more than emotion. It exposed a system. Sometimes the joke reveals the truth. And Osiris stopped laughing first. He mentioned Jamaica. Quickly. Uncomfortably. But didn't elaborate. Later, cryptic posts suggested something went wrong there. Something with a powerful figure. Some viewers connected the dots, and they led straight to Diddy. Trips aren't always vacations. Sometimes, they're turning points. Why didn't he name names? Fear. Plain and simple. The music industry protects its kings, and punishes those who speak against them. Osiris hinted, danced around it. But fear kept him from being direct. When truth costs everything, silence becomes survival. And that fear speaks volumes. YK never said Diddy's name outright, but his stories echo other claims made by Diddy's accusers. The timelines, locations, power plays, they match. Even his phrasing mirrors what others have whispered for years. Patterns are louder than names. And the industry's pattern is undeniable. When YK Osiris broke down in tears during an Instagram live, most viewers didn't take it seriously. They laughed, clipped it, turned his pain into memes. But behind those tears was something deeper: emotional exhaustion, identity confusion, and maybe even trauma linked to powerful people he couldn't name yet. Not all cries are for attention. Some are confessions. He wasn't weak. He was breaking free. Osiris entered the industry young, hungry, and full of trust. And that made him easy to guide or manipulate. He believed he was being mentored. But in hindsight, he says he was being molded, controlled, and emotionally cornered. Support with strings is just control in disguise. And the price was his identity. To fans, Diddy is a mogul, a trendsetter, a symbol of black excellence. But behind the velvet curtain, whispers grow louder, accounts of manipulation, control, and predatory behavior that don't match the curated persona. Osiris's experience echoes stories that were once dismissed as rumors. Fame builds walls. Truth leaks through cracks. There's a difference between image and impact. When one person speaks out, it's easy to question them. But when multiple artists, over years, share eerily similar experiences with one man, that's no coincidence. Osiris's claims now line up with comments from Cassie, Aubrey O'Day, even hints from former Bad Boy affiliates. Patterns don't lie. They point. And right now, they're pointing at Diddy. If artists are saying the same things, year after year, shouldn't we start listening? Drop a like if you believe truth should be louder than money. And subscribe if you think the industry needs more exposure and fewer enablers. YK Osiris says he was always surrounded, but felt completely alone. That's not just emotional, it's strategic. Isolating young talent is a known method in the industry. Keep them close, cut their outside ties, and suddenly, one voice controls everything. Loneliness is leverage. And isolation makes obedience look like loyalty. When Osiris was stumbling through awkward interviews or acting out online, people mocked him. But looking back, those moments weren't antics, they were symptoms. Signs of someone unraveling under invisible pressure. The joke was funny until it wasn't. Mockery becomes complicity. Especially when pain wears a smile. Cassie's lawsuit didn't just shake the internet, it cracked the silence. Her bravery sparked a chain reaction, giving others, like YK Osiris, the space to reconsider their own past experiences. What once felt like industry norms now feel like red flags in neon. One voice can validate 1,000 silences. And Osiris isn't the only one reevaluating the past. Why don't more people speak up? Because the price isn't just career damage, it's fear. YK Osiris hinted at intimidation, warnings, and industry figures who protect each other more than the victims. When power runs that deep, silence becomes survival. Fear isn't weakness, it's a warning system. But silence only protects predators. For every alleged abuser, there's a circle of silence. YK Osiris didn't just call out powerful individuals, he pointed at the culture of looking the other way. Managers, stylists, assistants, even friends, many saw too much and said too little. Silence isn't neutral. It's permission. That's just how it is, keeps the cycle spinning. Osiris hinted that what happened in Jamaica didn't just mess with his mind, it shook his soul. This wasn't just physical or professional, it was spiritual. The manipulation played on his values, upbringing, and fear of being blackballed by people he once idolized. They didn't just break trust. They weaponized belief. And for Osiris, healing means reclaiming his spirit. There's a reason so many stories sound the same. YK Osiris didn't spell out everything, but he implied it: parties with cameras, peer pressure disguised as fun, and initiations that feel more like coercion than choice. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a quiet, open secret. Rituals don't need candles. Just silence and power. And those who speak risk everything. For years, YK Osiris was the punchline. Now, he's rewriting the story. By naming his truth, carefully, and piece by piece, he's reclaiming his voice in an industry built to mute it. This isn't about revenge. It's about release. The narrative was borrowed. Now he's taking it back. And that's the first step to power. It started with vague tweets, broken interviews, and hushed studio whispers. But now, the stories are louder, sharper, connected. As more artists speak, many with nothing to gain and everything to lose, it becomes harder to ignore the echo. Whispers, repeated, become thunder. And this storm doesn't fade quietly. He's not fully out, but he's no longer trapped. YK Osiris still hasn't named names outright, but his emotional openness has set the tone for others to come forward. This moment could mark a shift, not just for him, but for the system itself. Healing takes time. Truth takes courage. But silence? That era might be ending. YK Osiris didn't just cry on live, he cracked open a door. And what we're seeing through that opening might reshape how we talk about power, fame, and what we're willing to ignore for a good beat. The next story could be even bigger. Because now, people are listening. And silence? It's finally got competition. This video is for storytelling and discussion purposes only. Not professional advice, consult a qualified expert as needed.